He jaunted towards the door. I'm serious about kicking back though. Go enjoy Sherwood Forest. Hell of a lot better than Nottingham. I'll be at the Arrow if you need me. Robin? He said, turning. You sure it's safe here? Agatha said, her eyes puffy and red, looking out at the open tree houses growing in the middle of a dark forest. I know it is, of course. It's just after the last few days. Robin Hood put his fingers in his mouth and whistled. Trap nests exploded from every direction, swooping down between houses, along with snapping bear traps, booby chapter tree trucks, wild threatening swords, and a hailstorm of arrows slicing through the darkness and embedding indoors. Spooted crew members looked out their windows, hot stirred from a nap. False alarm! Robin called. Everyone grumbled and went back to what they were doing. Robin smiled at Agatha. Go. Enjoy the night. Sometimes, when things get too dark, we need help remembering why life's worth living. I don't think I can, Agatha whispered. Not tonight. Don't do it for you, Pumpkin, Robin said. Do it for him. Agatha followed his eyes out the window to the hill where she and the crew had just returned from, moonlight casting down on a row of graves. And a boy in a blood-soaked shirt standing in front of the newest ones. Lancelot and Lady Grimling had been buried at sunset when Sherwood Forest had the humid, heavy scent of a jungle. But now that it was dark, Agatha's route back to the gravesite felt new, as if the forest only came alive at night. Fairy girls in green dresses and frosting pink wings poked their heads out of the tree holes, tittering. That's Sophie's friend. Ooh, we love Sophie. Who's Sophie? The one with pretty clothes. Didn't Sophie kill fairies? I heard the historian got that part wrong. A troll cat bobbed his head out of branches to see what the commotion was about and sneezed, scattering the fairies. Agatha, meanwhile, almost stepped on a forest ground, who was livid at first, then recognized her, chanting, Agatha! Agatha! And holding out a pin-sized notebook for her to autograph before his frumpy wife pulled him back into his hole. Agatha sighed, relieved that for once her fairy tale's fame hadn't resulted in sleazy top-red headlines or someone trying to kill her. Two dragon birds, one red, one orange, breathed fire as she passed, scorching in amongst their cots, then chittered happily in her direction as they ate it. A family of sparkle frogs burbled the Camelot's anthem in salute, and a fat mongoose leaped out of a log, mouthful of butterflies, and peeped. Oh, my friend! Slowly, Agatha's body relaxed in the thickest muggy warmth, the trauma of the last few hours melting away. Even in the most beautiful stretches of the endless woods, there was always an undercurrent of danger. But here in Sherwood Forest, Robin and his merry men had created their own magical woods within the woods, untouched by the politics of the ever-never world. In fact, given he was at once a thief, a philanderer, and a champion of the poor, Agatha wasn't even sure if Robin himself was good or evil, and Robin probably liked it that way. As she approached the hill, Agatha glimpsed Tedros silhouette and felt a swell of love. Robin was right. No matter how much sadness or pain she felt, Tedros was feeling it 1,000 times worse. Her prince needed her. She crested towards the gravesite, coming up behind Tedros, and stopped. He wasn't alone. Without really knowing why, Agatha ducked behind a tree so she could overhear. I used to make believe I was Sir Lancelot when I was little, Ryan was saying, barefoot and freshly bathed in a black cut-off shirt and beach breeches, riding alongside your father and slaying the Green Knight, imagining that I was standing before the people after a different battle, exchanging gifts with the king. I wounded a lot of pillows, jabbing at them with wooden spoons, pretending they were enemies of King Arthur. I dreamed of surfing Camelot one day, just like Sir Lancelot did. Lots of boys did, and still do, said Tedros, his blood spattered the shirt unbuttoned in the heat. Had a guard at the castle recently who dreamed of surfing Camelot too, only to then betray it. Surfing is much harder than the work of dreaming, said Ryan. I just wish my own surface didn't have to take the place of Sir Lancelot's.